In a major development regarding Nigerian tax reforms, the chairman of the Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms, Taiwo Oyedele, clarified that inheritance tax is not part of the new tax bills currently under consideration in the parliament. At a hearing organized by the House of Representatives Committee on Finance, Oyedele responded to concerns about the potential reintroduction of inheritance tax. Some had interpreted a specific section of the Nigerian tax bill which focuses on family income as introducing inheritance tax. However, Oyedele strongly refuted these claims. Oyedele further explained that the law has been in effect since 1979 and that inheritance tax was repealed in 1996. He assured the public that there were no plans to bring it back.
So the Atlantic that you made the example of, they don't need to export sand. They just need to stay within their zone and they'll be exempted. When they export, they'll be exempted. There is no law today, not the NEPSA Act, not the Oil and Gas Act, no other law that says when you bring it to the custom territory, you can sell without paying taxes. And there's no country where they're doing that.
The chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, Zach Adedeji, also weighed in on the tax reform debate, criticizing the practice of producers in free zone bypassing customs taxes. He called for stronger enforcement against businesses that exploit these zones to avoid taxes, saying it harms the national economy.
By exporting your 10 naira cost goods to Ghana, to Togo, to anywhere, it's okay. But when you want to come and sell in Nigeria, you said I should fold my hand. You produce your own goods because you don't pay tax as 10 naira. You come to custom area, you sell it at 15 naira. The person in custom area that is paying us taxes that we are using to do the road, to provide the electricity, to do all those things, has produced his own at 25. You come to cut the market and you are selling at 15. So how can the person that is doing what we need will compete?
Regarding concerns about investment in the free zones, Oyedele dismissed claims that investors were withdrawing large sums of money from Nigeria. He emphasized that there is no evidence of significant capital fights and reaffirmed the stability of Nigeria's financial system. The Manufacturing Association of Nigerian President Francis Moshiwe expressed disappointment that the tax bills do not include incentives for manufacturers of exported goods, highlighting a significant decline in export values over the past few years.
Our concern could be found on second schedule of Section 60 of the Nigeria tax bills. Briefly, the provision of the tax bill on the free trade zone should be upheld as it offers clarity and aligns with the intent and letters of the enabling laws. We believe that it does not in any way jeopardize the incentives offered to the operators within the zone.
The Oil Producers Trade section warned that certain provisions of the tax bill could negatively impact the oil sector, particularly when it comes to VAT gains and the petroleum profits tax. They cautioned that if the bill passes in its current form, some stabilization funds for oil companies could be at risk. Despite these concerns, both the OPTS and MAN expressed support for the overall principles of the tax reform, with hopes that their concerns will be addressed before the final legislation is passed. Annie T. Patrick, Core TV News, Abuja.